who is God? The question is something which will divide the whole world into two. One who would say, yes, God exists, and the another would say, no, God doesn't exist, meaning the believers and the non-believers. The debate in between the believers and the non-believers is a non-ending thing on various aspirations and various definitions are being given by people based on their own ideas. So a God is believed by some and the others would say there is no God. The believers are actually following some dogma of some organized religion. Hence the idea of God is very different from one and another. It's a he, it's a she, it's a black, it's a white, it's a man, it's a bearded man, it's somebody who looks like a king, there's somebody who will say no, it's a woman, a Devi on lion, somebody would say no, it's like on a peacock, and so this goes on and on. And then there are those who say there is no God. Absolutely there is no God. And the communist leaders were the first ones who would say this, that religion is like an opium which is being fed to the masses by the kings in conniving with the help, with co-partnering of the priest and the politician, meaning priest or the king. Together they have spun this idea to fool their masses by depriving them of food, clothing, a good living and security in name of God, in name of the priest. And priest is like somebody who has all the authority on the earth to baptize you, to give you pardon, to take your confessions and give you a mercy and give you the pardon on behalf of God. So every religion has their own ideas, and then there are people who are absolutely against this whole idea of God. And my point is that whether a believer or whether a non-believer, both are wrong. Because when you say, I believe, the question is, have you really explored? If you say, I don't believe in God, again, the question is, have you actually explored and found that there is no God? And how would you define what God is or what God is not? The major point is that in the Vedantic aspect, we have no concept of the God, who is a controller, who has created this world, who is controlling your life, my life, who is controlling the weathers and the rains and the floods and the earthquakes. Whenever any catastrophe happens, this is the first question which people ask, where is God? If there was a God, then God should have stopped a rapist from raping, a dacoit from looting, a murderer from killing, a cloud from bursting, a flood to happen, and so on and so forth. In Vedanta, the God is not what you think God is, but there is a very precise definition about God, and the definition comes in 4 words. First, truth, satya. Second, chaitanya, meaning conscious. Third, ananda, blissful. Fourth, beyond the time, object and space, omniscient. And in Sanskrit we use the word vyapak. So sat, chit, anand and vyapak. A being or an existence which is truth, an existence which is blissful, an existence which is conscious, and an existence which is omniscient. Now when we say omniscient, when we say God is beyond time, space and object, but yet pervasive in all time, all space and all objects, which means you minus the body layer, minus the mind layer, minus your petty intellect layer, You too are God. And same over here, the speaker, minus the body of the speaker, minus the language of the speaker, minus the mind of the speaker, minus the intellect of the speaker. The speaker too, in its deep depth, is God. So God is not a being. God is not a personality. God is not somebody who is up above the sky. God is not a human, superhuman being who is creating and manipulating and managing and maintaining the world. God is existence. We can deny that God doesn't exist or does exist even without knowing it. And mind you, I'm saying it. I'm not saying he or I'm not saying she. I'm saying it. Like the Vedas says that Brahman, that existence, that who is truth, that who is blissful. Upanishad never says God's a he or God's a she, because God is, the moment you say he, then it means God is not she. If you say it's a she, then it's not he, it's not transgender. And then what it is? Because whenever we wish to know about or think about God, we want to think the way we are. We are human beings, we have a form, we have a name, we have address. So we think that God should have some name. So Ram, Allah, God, Jehovah, Krishna, Rama, Shiva. So we have the name, and then comes the form, and then comes the address. So where is Allah? Allah is in Makkah, Medina. Where is God? In the Vatican City. Where is Ram? In Ayodhya. Where is Krishna? In Mathura. Where is Shiva? On Kailasa in Benares. So we are limiting the existence which is unlimited. Fortunately, should I say, that the sages of this great country called Bharat, what you call India, in this Bharat, there had been people, there had been individuals who had such an metaphysical, scientific, logical ways to think, and also who had a very clear and transparent mind, very still, very organized, very integrated. And in the deep recesses of their meditative states, they could experience, they could encounter the truth which is you. So how can this be difficult to know who I am once you know the process, once you know the ways and the means to do that? So we need to understand that if there is a God, that it is right within me. And if there is no me, meaning if I don't exist, then definitely the God too doesn't exist. So I love to say this, that what is the evidence that God is? And my answer is, you are the evidence which proves God is. Because you are the proof. What else? But to actually understand it and experience this, one really needs to think. And to think, there we need a channel, we need a path, we need some headers, we need some pointers. And in that, the Upanishads help us a lot. And Upanishads are not meant only for Hindus. And Upanishads are just like law of gravity is not only for Newton. And the invention of the bulb was not done exclusively for Edison himself, that is for everybody. Similarly, this Upanishadic wisdom, the great knowledge, what we call Brahman Vidya. Brahman means the absolute truth, Vidya means knowledge. So the knowledge of the absolute is right there for us in Upanishads, and we just need to delve deeper into it to know. Not just intellectually, but by experience. And a master, a Sadguru, can help us in decoding, in understanding the language, the text, and the beauty of your own true self is then found by you So we need to think more on these lines and need to explore the ways, the methods, the means to realize who I am, because what you are is God.